Hi, my name is April Caldwell, and I am here to teach you today how to register your venue on fayVen.com so that you can start hosting vendor events. So first start at fayVen.com and go to enter the fayVen portal. And this profile is already created, but you'll just enter in a little bit of information about your venue and your accounts, and then it'll send you an email to let you know that it went through. And then when you get back into your profile, click Manage Venues at the top here. And what you'll want to do is enter in as much information about your venue as you'd like to provide to your vendors. Um, the name of the location, the address, of course, the city, state, and website, phone number, and a little bit of information about your venue. And then, of course, the point of contact, which will only be visible to the fayVen admin. The only thing vendors will be able to see will be the name of the point of contact. So don't worry there. Enter any social and network information that you have and upload a picture that you want vendors to see when they're applying for your events. And tag any features that your venue has. Once it's created, you will have a profile that vendors can see once you get to listing your space. And let me just show you briefly here. You will need to connect your fayVen account to a Stripe account, which means this is how you'll receive payments from the fayVen website. The process is pretty easy, but you do have to enter in some important information about your business and make sure that the business bank account is attached to that Stripe account. Once everything is all connected and ready to go, I will see your application on my side as an administrator, and I will approve that. And sometimes I like to speak to the venues ahead of time just to make sure they're legitimately the person who's running the venue, so that we don't have any scammers or anything like that trying to take money from our beloved vendors. So once you get your profile connected to Stripe and your venue has all the information, you can start creating your event for vendors to apply for. You'll list the name of the event. It could be as simple as pop-up shop for the day, the date of the actual event, the location of the event, cancellation, the amount of applications that you'd like to review. Now, this is not the amount of vendors that you'd like to have at the event, just the maximum number of applications you'd like to be sorting through. So if you have 100 vendors for an event, maybe you'll take 1,000 applications to sort through. And if there's an application deadline, put that there. The start time of the event and end time of the event, whether it is a repeating event or not. You don't have to click that even if it is, but that way it is an option. And your digital marketing, this also can include any contracts or documents that you want the vendors to have once they've agreed to be a venue or a vendor at your venue. So you can upload any digital flyers that you want vendors to use to advertise for the pop-up market. Or if you have a contract that they need to sign ahead of time, you can attach that to your application so that vendors will have that easily. You can say whether they need insurance of their own or not. Allow 50% upfront payment, whether if it's a 6 months out, maybe that would be a good option so that they can secure their spot by paying 50% at the beginning and then getting the rest of the money closer to the event time. And this is where you want to tell us all about your event. So any information that would be pertinent to the vendors to have a successful event, please put that here. Even the types of vendors that you're looking for might be helpful so that they know and have all the information ahead of time. And of course, when they can start setting up is important because some vendors like to come an hour ahead of time. Sometimes they like to come 2 hours ahead of time, but that is up to you as the market manager or venue. And when they can start tearing down and when they need to be torn down by. Again, point of contact. The vendors will only see the name, but I will also have access to phone number and email address in case there's any kind of urgent issue. So here's where you can tell the vendors what all they need to have or bring for themselves. So if they have to bring their own tent, tables, chairs, black tablecloths, whatever it is that you are insisting that they have for the event, please list that here so they have all that information up front. And of course, if you want to add anything additional, like Wi-Fi or any other surcharges, if you want to do like a social media highlight, you can do that here. And you can say, it'll cost $10 extra for that. And then this is where the event space size and cost is listed. So you can say nonprofit here, and it could be a 6-foot table. And you have room for 5 of those at $50 a piece, right? So you can get very specific here. If you want food trucks, you could say that. And then you could say, 2 spaces, and you have room for 3 food trucks at $250. So vendors can apply for that. Or you can say outdoors, if you have a 10 by 10 tent, you can say that. And they of course have to bring their own 10 by 10. Oh, I'm sorry, I put this in the wrong one. Hold on one second. You could say jewelry or a local business. It doesn't have to be specific to a product. And then this is where you would put the space. And you can say I have 20 spaces available at $100 each for a 10 by 10 space. So anyway, once you get all that information input, then you hit create event, and that will populate to the dashboard, and the vendors will then be able to see and apply for that event. So once you actually have the event created and vendors have seen it and applied for it, then you'll actually go to manage events and check out the details here. So this is Hotel High, one of the businesses we work with in Tampa, or Ybor rather. And so this is their event that they did on May 26th. And it was just a little description about the event. Local vendors and artisans who are set up in Cafe Kikiriki for your shopping pleasure at this month's night market. So this is in the description of the event. You can put whatever you want. If they have anything else that they need to know, like for instance, there's a $10 fee for valet. That's good information that vendors need to have. And what specific information you want them to do. So if you want them to tag fayVen or the venue, you can list that in the details as well. Again, this is where the digital marketing can be found for the vendors. So essentially that pops up so their release of liability is there. So once the vendor gets approved for that, they will have access to that. And again, you'll see where we listed out what type of vendors, what size space, and the cost of the space, what features the venue has, and what else? The point of contact and the location. You can also chat with your vendors all together via SMS or on the website here. So if you need to send them a message all together, you can do that. And once you see vendors have applied, you go to the management tab and look at the applications. So for this one, we want to see all the different vendor applications. And since this event is already in the past, you can see who was approved, who paid. If they were approved but unpaid, you can send them an invoice here. And this is what it looks like whenever a vendor applies. So this is just one vendor that we didn't do anything with yet, but so when you click on her profile, it will show you the profile that she's created on fayVen.com. So a little bit about her business, her products, what categories she's tagged her keywords with, and 10 different pictures of products in display so that you can get an idea of who it is that you are saying yes or no to. And then if you click these links, it will open up her other websites. So this is connected to her Facebook, her Instagram, and her personal business page or personal business website. So that way you can actually look a little bit more in detail at the individual who is applying for your event. Once you decide that that vendor is the right one for your event, you can hit approve and it will send an automatic email with a payment link to the vendor saying you've been approved. Please use this link to make payment for the event. If you hit deny, we'll also send them an email saying, sorry, this event has a long wait list and you've been put on the wait list for, but we'll let you know if something comes up. So just a nicer way to say, sorry, you're not a fit. But yes, so this is what it looks like when you are a venue and you are using fayVen.com. And then once all the payments have been made, or periodically once vendors make their payments for the event, you'll start to see available balances in your Stripe account here, and then you'll just take whatever the available balance is. If it's $100, well, obviously it's saying there's no funds available. So you would take whatever's available here, enter it here, and then hit redeem, and that will start the transaction to go to your business bank account that you connected through Stripe. So hopefully that is some good information to get you started. We have some really cool vendors here that are looking for great places to pop up with you. So if you're interested, please let me know and I can walk you through the process if this video is too long or maybe I'm just not able to watch the whole thing. So please reach out. We look forward to doing business with you and see you later.